Secretary-General, Mr. President, Excellencies, distinguished delegates and participants, I speak to you today as the incoming United Nations Special Rapporteur on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. I wish to thank the Bureau for the invitation to participate in the opening of the Conference of States Parties to the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Allow me at the outset to pay tribute to the outgoing Special Rapporteur, Catalina de Vandes Aguirre of Costa Rica. Her work was truly inspiring and pioneering, and I can only hope to be a worthy successor. Looking back, we had come to expect the slow but steady progress of the UN CRPD, and especially the new framing on disability that it exemplifies. How wrong we were. Basic truths have a habit of coming to the surface during a crisis. So it was with COVID-19. Basic services were swept away, preventive measures were not adequately communicated, food, nutrition and healthcare services were rationed, institutions became even more obviously dangerous places to be. Home became an incredibly dangerous place for women and girls with disabilities. As the Disability Rights Monitor report of October has shown vividly, the old framing of disability as persons as objects and not as subjects came to the surface during the crisis, and we've been trying to put it to one side ever since. Looking forward, it's clear that the global community needs to find better ways of giving reality to the framings of disability in the UN CRPD. Systems do not necessarily change just because headline ideas do. We need deep systems change to ensure that new ideas actually reach the small places where people live. By focusing on systemic change across a broad range of domains, the UN SDGs give a powerful impetus to the UN CRPD. The CRPD implies these changes, but the UN SDGs go directly to them. It's often stressed that the UN SDGs are grounded in, are bounded by human rights. I agree, but I also see them as giving fresh impetus to human rights. It's a two-way street. There is therefore a natural marriage between the two instruments, and I'd greatly welcome the growing trend within the UN Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities of referring to the UN SDGs to reinforce their analysis and conclusions under the UN CRPD. Much of my future work agenda will have to do with systems change. This work will range from the responses to COVID-19 to climate change and indeed preparing for future crises that will face humanity in the future. And much of my future thematic work will include those left furthest behind, including Indigenous persons with disabilities, older persons with disabilities, and indeed prisoners with disabilities. Naturally, I see the CRPD and the UN SDGs as being equally applicable and relevant. I very much look forward to your deliberations and, as always, look forward to the rich debates that typically characterize the main sessions of the Conference of State Parties and the many side panels that have always marked COSP apart. Thank you very much.